outside today, it's a bit windy out there, so I wanted to bring us a nice class that should get you all over, should kind of stretch you out, make you feel a bit better, give you a bit of you time. Come on to your knees and bring yourself down into child's pose. So you can take your knees nice and wide if you want. Just stretch out your hands in front and then allow your head, your forehead to the ground. And just begin to connect with the breath. So on that inhale, feel like your belly's filling. You feel your belly against your thighs. And slowly allow the breath out, nice and gently. Either through the nose or the mouth. And see if on the end of the exhale you can just allow a small pause, just to slow the process of the breath down even further. Good. Okay. And then rising. Taking your hands behind, clasping them and just opening into that chest. So doing that inhale once more, taking it into the front body, opening the ribs, good, and then coming back down onto the forehead and allowing the arms, the hands to come over, so you just feel a bit of a release in the shoulders. And on the exhale, just sighing it out. Good. Coming back up. So just rising up onto your toes if it feels right, just to release through the feet. Take the clasped hands to your left hand hip and then allow your left ear to your left shoulder. Release the shoulder down. Just move there a little bit. Good. You might want to move your jaw to the ceiling, that can feel quite nice. Good, and find that point. And take it to the other side. So, right hands to the right hip. Right ear to the right shoulder, release the shoulders down. And then find a bit of movement there. Good, you might like to take the jaw to the ceiling. Good. Bring your hands in front of you to that tabletop. Release through the elbows a little. Good. And then you're just going to open out. So really open your chest. Inhale and exhale that down on to that right shoulder, and either stay here, or if you want to find a little bit of balance today, bring your palms together, press through the palms and push through the back foot, drawing that belly in for a little bit of a balance. Finding that focus early on in the session. Good. And then coming back down, taking the left hand up, opening the chest, drawing that hand back even further. And then exhaling it down onto that left shoulder, and then either staying there, enjoying that twist, or bringing your palms together and pressing through your back foot, drawing on your belly. Simply listening to the breath, encouraging your focus. Good. And then just take your right knee to your right elbow. And then exhale to the left corner and gaze over at that right foot. Should just feel a bit of a stretch through the side body. Make sure there's no tension creeping in elsewhere through the shoulders. You can do that one more time. So up, right knee to right elbow. Draw on your core, strength through the knuckles, exhaling it back, sighing it out. Good, and then back to centre. Taking the left knee to the left elbow, a little bend through the elbows, and then taking it back and gazing at that left foot. Good. Inhale, and exhaling it down. Good. And coming back. Taking your hands forwards to the front of the mat and sinking the chest onto the mat. So it might be you get your chest onto the mat, your chin, your forehead. But just allow that release through the shoulders. And inhale back up. Good. And you're then just going to bring yourself onto your mat, roll through your shoulders and come up into your baby cobra. So switch on the glutes, internally rotate the legs. Good, and send it back to a child's pose. Find length through the spine, exhale it out, release the tension, spread your fingertips, press through the knuckles, tuck over the toes. And for a moment, you're just going to come a fraction off the ground to just switch on the legs. Good, and back down. And next time, you're going to rise and push your hips up to the sky for your downward facing dog. Good, just find a bit of space here. So send your shoulders wide and flowing up towards your hips. So there's a nice straight line from your fingertips to your hips. Send your hips to the right. And then perhaps to the left. Good. And then pedal your feet. So straighten one leg, then straighten the other. Good. And just find that sense of ease in these postures. Good. Send the right leg back behind you. Opening the hip, bending through the knee, pressing evenly through both hands. And then allowing that foot through. Dropping onto the knee. Rising into your high lunge. So drop your hips a little bit further. Drop your shoulders. Coming into your cactus arms. Good. And then rising once more. Tucking over the toe. And if you want, coming up into your high lunge. So pressing through that back foot. Right hand to the front. Left hand to the back. Slight twist. Rising, and then right hand to the back, left hand to the front. Rising, and then you're just going to clench your fists and bring those back to your sides. So shoulder blades back towards one another. Good. Taking the palms to heart center. And you're going to rise on to your right foot. So allowing that foot up in front of you. Good, drawing your core and rolling through your shoulders. Good, and then you'll slowly either stay here or you're going to take yourself over into your warrior three. Good, trying not to curl your toes. Good, keeping that flat back. Good, and then taking the right hand to the floor and opening into that twist. But wherever you get to is absolutely fine. So that half moon. So you want to open your chest, pressing through that back foot still. Good. Then taking it down, placing the foot back into that low lunge, and then drawing your foot back towards you, keeping your spine in neutral. Good. Taking the right foot out to the side, the toes to one side. If you want, you can find a nice stretch down the side. Good. Planting the hands, and then you're going to step back into your plank. Tucking under the tailbone, knowing that you can come onto your knees at any point. Good. And then you're going to press for your downward facing dog. Good. And then you're going to find that left leg rising to the sky, opening, bending through the left knee, opening through the hip. And then allowing it through, dropping onto your knee, your back knee, and opening, dropping the hip, so you can feel that through the right hip. Good, and then coming into your cactus arms, tucking over the back toe if you want, really drawing belly button to the spine, feeling engagement between the shoulder blades, and you can rise up into your high lunge. Good. Taking the left hand back, right hand forward, feel the pull from the fingertips front and back, then rising and taking. Good. And you're going to come up to the sky, clench your hands and just pull back. Inhale here and exhale into it. Hands to heart center, and you're going to take that right foot through in front of you. Good. Finding that balance, rolling through the shoulders, and you're going to take yourself over into your warrior three, so sending your back leg behind you. Good, trying not to clench through your toes. Find that sense of ease. And inhale, good, and then taking the hands to the floor and just opening into that half moon, so good. Opening the chest, opening the chest, good. Good, don't worry where you come to. You can find some books to place under that left hand. Good, and then placing that right foot back down, coming into that low lunge, inhaling up, and then straightening that left leg, bringing the toes back towards you, keeping that neutral spine, and then allowing the toes out to one side. Good. And then coming forwards, inhaling into that front body, stepping back into your plank, rolling the tail, tucking the tailbone under, and just take 3 breaths here, finding strength, ease through the elbows. Good, and then you're going to come to the ground and opening into your baby cobra or your up dog, so keep your elbows to your side. Good. Exhale it out, tucking over the toes and then rising. Good. Take the right leg out behind you and simply stretch it through between the left leg and the left hand and open up into that. Lift the hips, press through the right knuckles. Good. And taking it right the way back. Good, placing it down and coming through your vinyasa, so to the ground, stretching through that up dog or that baby cobra, releasing the shoulders away from the ears, stepping through into your downward dog, finding space there, left leg up behind you, and then allowing it through between the right hand and the right foot and opening your chest. And even here, finding that ease through the breath, so allowing the breath to help you. Good, taking it back, pressing into the palms, into the knuckles, and just know your head for a moment. Dropping onto the knees and sending the hips back into your child's pose. Your left hand to the side to 90 degrees, and then take your right hand over to the side. And just enjoy that stretch through the right hand side. So try and breathe into that right hand rib cage. Just seeing if you can notice the parting of the ribs a little bit more. Just use this time just to connect back with your breath. Taking it to the right hand side, so right hand out to 90 degrees. Left hand over. That's it. And then back to centre. Good. Okay, then you're going to rise into your downward dog once more. Taking the right leg back. Stepping it through knee to chest. And then placing it down. And then dropping on to that left heel. And then coming to your forward fold, wide leg forward fold. You can turn your toes slightly in, that just means you get slightly more of a stretch, which you might quite enjoy. Good. And then just pressing the palms into the shins, come for a flat back, so you want your shoulder blades to feel like they're rounding, so they're meeting in the middle. Engage the muscles either side of the spine, and then if you want, just coming arms up into that aeroplane. And just take 2 breaths here. Good. Placing your left hand in the middle and opening the chest to the right. Take a nice deep breath and switching sides. Inhale, opening the chest. Good. And then you're going to bend into your right knee. Feel that stretch down the left hand side of the leg. And then either just staying here with your hands or bringing them to prayer and bringing a little bit of a balance so your spine stays in neutral. And switching sides. Remembering to breathe. Switching sides. Good. And once more. Good. And then taking your hands down. And then you're just going to take your hands to heart centre. Oh, I really haven't got any balance. Hands to heart centre. And you're going to twist. And then if you want, just placing that elbow onto that right thigh and opening there. Good. Taking the hands down. Taking the left, that leg back. Rounding through, tucking under the tailbone, releasing through the shoulders, pressing back into your downward facing dog, and then lifting that left leg and stepping it through, chair, knee to chest. Good. And then taking your hands to heart centre. And if you want, just twisting and then finding that thigh and opening into that for a nice twist through the back. Draw the belly on, switch the core, belly button to spine. Exhale down, step through, and then allow yourself to the ground. Good, roll through the shoulders. Take the right foot and just draw the hips into the mat. Good, feel a nice stretch through the thigh. Switching sides. Good. Okay, and then from here, you're just going to push yourself back into that downward dog. So hands either side of your shoulders. Press into the knuckles and push back for your downward dog. And sigh it out. Yes, know your head once more. Right leg back, stepping it through, not quite to the front, and then coming onto your left side of your left foot, right side of your right foot, and drawing your hips up and finding that stretch through the side body. So pushing the ground away, finding strength, but then finding that release in the posture. Good. Stepping back in. The downward dog, left leg back, step it through, coming onto the right side of the right foot, left side of the left foot, drawing the hips up. And then finding that stretch, that release. Inhale and exhale it out. Good. Knees to the ground. Back into your child's pose. Find length in that child's pose. Good. Onto the fingertips. Good. And then back onto all fours. Good. And you're just going to turn yourself around so that your bottom is on the mat. Good. Find your seat bones. Good. And then just reach up to the sky. And then fold forwards, so wherever you find is absolutely fine. Keep your back nice and neutral to start. And then allow the head, the neck to fold. Good. Release the knees. Good. Use that exhale to deepen the stretch perhaps. Hopefully you've been able to think about your breath throughout. Try and ignore the thoughts that have arisen throughout. Good. And then put the soles of your feet together. Draw your hips towards your heels. Sit up nice and tall. And you can actually just find a bit of movement there. So you can just play through the hips. Just find a bit of a release, drawing that chest nice and forward. Good. Take the legs out in front of you. And take your calves to about 90 degrees. Switch on the core. And then just draw your hands up to the sky. And then bring them down to 90 degrees as well. Coming deeper into the posture if you want. Just staying there for a moment, breathing through it. Good. And then back onto the mat. Taking the right heel over the left thigh and coming into your recline pigeon, so you should find that nice release through the right thigh. Quite deep in the hip, that's quite a nice one. Let go of the shoulders. And just as we start to slow down again, just make sure that there's no tension creeping into the face. So widen your forehead. Release the jaw. Sometimes it can help to just pop your tongue behind your front two teeth. And just switch your legs. So left ankle to right thigh and draw that in. Acknowledging your face again. And this is a good one just to remind yourself throughout the day. Good. Finding length through the body, allowing your toes to the side, palms to the ceiling. And just do a quick scan of the body. So as I mention a body part, I just want you to try and melt it further into the mat. Find extra weight in the body and just release into it. So your shoulders, your neck, down your arms, your chest and your belly. Find that release. Allow the mat to take your weight through your hips, down your legs, and then into your toes. And just enjoy a moment of weightlessness. Allow yourself to notice how you feel right now. Allow yourself to think of something you're truly grateful for today. Smile to yourself. And then allow a wriggle in your fingers and toes. When you're ready, coming up on to your left-hand side. And coming into your easy seated position. Pressing through the seat bones, hands to heart center. And just join me for 2 breaths. So inhale, your hands up, and then exhale your chest forwards, your hands back once more. Inhale and exhale, sigh it out. Good. Strength in the body, balance in the mind, and love in the heart. Namaste. Have a lovely day, everyone.